Meet me. Welcome back, boys. And big news has dropped. The collaboration that everyone has complained about, the delays and stuff, it's finally here and we know what it is. And it is ReZero starting life in another world. So I know this anime. I haven't really watched this one. But honestly, I was kind of in the crew where I really didn't give a crap what the collaboration was. I think I might be in the minority because I know people were up in arms and freaking out every single week when they wouldn't say what the collaboration was. For me, I was like, it's probably going to be something I've never heard of anyway, so I didn't care. And honestly, I don't really care what the characters are because I think Epic Seven's regular characters are just as cool as other anime characters. But I know this is a very popular anime, so I'm going to say that a lot of you guys are going to love it. So for those of you who are huge ReZero fans, congratulations. I mean, I'm older, so I personally would have preferred something like Evangelion or Slayers or something, but I'm old, so I don't know a lot of these new things, or maybe Attack on Titan or something. But honestly, I didn't really care. So that's going to be coming soon. One interesting to note is ReZero has a ton of collaborations with other gotcha games. I almost feel like Epic 7 probably was trying to set up a collaboration with something else, and it fell through, and that's why they had that delay. And they reached out to these guys because they knew they'd agree to it because they agreed to collabs with everyone. Because I feel like in the Google Play Store, I've seen like this ReZero collab thing on many, many games. I bet it's like 5+ games that have had ReZero collaborations. So let's go over the heroes that are likely to be in it. So let's blow this up a little bit. So basically, I just Googled, because I'm not that familiar with the anime, I Googled top main characters from ReZero because I don't really know them. I'm assuming it won't be the bottom five or whatever. So let's talk about the most likely candidates. This, what? That's scary. All right, so I remember from the first episode, this, I think this is the main character. I don't know why it's number three, but do we call him a husbando? He looks kind of dorky, but whatever. Although at times deemed annoying by many fans for his cryberry personality, blah blah blah. So I guess he's a weakling. So basically, this is probably a very strong candidate to be one of the characters that are going to be in the collaboration. Again, I don't know how many heroes it's going to be, but if it's anything like Guilty Gear, Guilty Gear had three, right? And everyone wanted the witch one, but it never came. Amelia, I guess this is the waifu. Um, it says that she's the main character. I mean, I don't know anything about the show, so fine. Uh, Both are love interests of Subaru. Subaru, you pimp. I mean, it's standard Japanese, so I guess it's like a harem anime or something. But okay, so this is likely going to be one of the heroes. So I think a lot of you guys will probably be very happy about that. Another waifu. And next one is this little child girl, Rem, the undisputed most liked character in the anime, popular on such a level that people who have never heard of the anime have seen her picture at some point. I mean, that's possible because nowadays I feel like a lot of anime share characters that look exactly the same. So, um, I mean, maybe I've seen this, but I don't know why she's so. I guess she's probably super powerful or something because she looks like a 5-year-old child. But I don't really know if we could call that a waifu. That's that other word. I forget what it is. But anyways, looks like these three are most likely to be the characters you can pull for. So if it's anything like Guilty Gear, I'm assuming one of them will be free. Probably this guy because he looks like an idiot. And I'm guessing these two you'll have to pull for and blow a ton of bookmarks. And I have no idea what the artifacts will be. I mean, you guys can throw out theories, those of you who have actually watched this show. And you know what? Now that there's a collaboration, maybe I'll go and watch this anime again. I think I watched like the first episode a long time ago, and I wasn't really too into it because I remember it just felt like another ripoff of Sword Art Online. And I feel like I just got sick of those. But I'm probably wrong because I think this is probably way more popular than Sword Art Online. So presumably it's much better. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot if I ever have time to watch this. And, maybe it'll be good. I need to like Google reviews, but I'm sure it's very popular for a reason. So, anyways, let's move on to the patch notes. But congrats to everyone who really liked this anime and were rooting for this to be the collaboration. Again, I wanted something else, but no one cares what a squirrel wants. It is what it is. So, anyways, let's move on. All right, so with that out of the way, let's move on to the patch notes with Machu and New. And I don't think it was received very well. Look at this. 925 likes, 400 dislikes. We'll give it a like here. I'm not signed in. Whatever. Too bad. No like for you. So let's just go over this real quick. I don't think there was too much in here. So let's try and cover this. I mean, the biggest news was the collaboration, obviously, and it wasn't even in this video. So that was kind of weird, and I think that's why it got such bad reviews. So first of all, Mui banner coming up, as well as the H Yafin banner. I'll do a should you poll on this video in more detail, but basically you could skip this, and honestly you could skip this as well. She just got buffed and she's still kind of underwhelming. So, nah. But it is a limited, so if you want it, go for it. Generally, I say go for all the limiteds you can. But again, it depends on each person's resource situation. Spirit altar improvements. So this is coming July, so right away. And instead of having 10 levels, it's going to be easy, normal, hard, hell. Really no difference. It's just like a little quality of life improvement because having 10 levels of Spirit Altar was pretty stupid. So that's great. 10 consecutive summons. This is fantastic because honestly, like early game, you won't notice this, but end game, I mean, I don't know if anyone ever has enough Moligora seeds to care about 10x summon on that. But in terms of penguins, like most endgame players don't need to farm for levels because they have so much stigma. I personally have over 500,000 stigma. So anytime I need to level 60 something, I just buy penguins. But it ends up being me sitting there spamming this button for like legit 10 minutes, which is super annoying. So I'm actually super excited about this update. It's just really good for quality of life. Next, a Momo skin. So I'm assuming this comes with the Epic Pass. Unfortunately, not that many people use a Momo anymore at the end game, but she's still awesome for early game players. She's still a juggernaut for people who still haven't cleared Abyss. She absolutely dominates Abyss. So now you get a cool new skin for her, so that's not bad. It looks fine. It looks way better than the original skin, so overall, good job. What Serene Sea Angelic? Well, that's a weird name, but whatever. Who cares about the name? No one's gonna remember that. Hoochie Scam Shop coming back. I mean, who really cares? This happens all the time. I usually just buy out the Mystic Metals and I ignore it. Back then, this would have been a pretty bad purchase, but nowadays, I don't really refresh Sky Stones anyway. But the last few times I did, I felt like it took more than 200 Sky Stones to get them to show up anyway. Plus, I had to pay for them, so I just don't refresh anymore, and I just end up buying these. But it's up to you. The Moligora you can buy if you're desperate, but it is pretty expensive as well. Guild War Ambition Season. So pre-season's over, so time to go back to getting 20 Mystic Medals per Guild War as you climb up. But the interesting thing to note here is this new artifact. So I don't know if I'm reading this properly. It says at the start of battle has a 100% chance to grant a barrier equivalent to 20% of the caster's max health for 2 turns. When the caster is at max health after being attacked, increases combat readiness by 16%, can only be activated once per turn. So I don't know how I feel. Am I reading this right? It's not the end of every turn. It's just the start of battle. So you only start with the barrier and then it never barriers again. If so, I'm not a huge fan of it. On the plus side, 20% barrier is super thick. Like, I don't think many things in the game give a 20% barrier. So yeah, that's a big plus for that. So if you really want someone to have survivability in the beginning and you're having some kind of speed issue, maybe it's good because if they get hit, it's unlikely that that barrier will break right away at 20% and they'll get CR push. But again, it can only proc once per turn, where something like Durandal can proc every single turn. Granted, it's not at max HP. So I don't know how I feel about this. If it was at the start of every single turn, I think this artifact would be pretty busted, actually. But the fact that you just open with it, it's almost like in my opinion, a worse Bastion. But maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to get it and experiment with it. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but it doesn't look that great right off the bat. Mystic Summon rotation, obviously a rerun. A lot of people picked S10A off their Moonlight selector, so they won't care about this. But for the people who took RB instead, because, honestly, RB is just a no brainer, this is a good opportunity to get S10A. S10A is S tier in PvP and PvE. She's just probably one of the best ML5s in the game. C Armin, I don't like that much, but I will say he's making waves in high end RTA. I think because a handful of legend players are using him to great effect. I ran into him near the end of last season. I didn't think it was that big of a deal because after the S3, he didn't really seem to do all that much. But he does have excellent damage mitigation because he has a built in adamant. You could put Aureus on him. And, his S3, the immunity does have a lot of value now with things like Carrot running around. So, if you don't have him and you want a strong knight, you can't really go wrong. I will say a lot of top legend players have a very, very high opinion of Crimson Armin. Maybe I'll build him, but I just use LR Crow. Coin shot rotation. This I'm kind of pissed about because I desperately need an ML5 dupe. Maybe I'm going to pull on that S10A banner because Maid Chloe is the coin shop. I used my coin shop tokens on Sage Ball, which is also fine because Sage Ball carried me in many of my matches. But you guys know I don't have Blood Moon Haste, I don't have Maid, and I both found them extremely toxic to deal with. I would love to have Maid. I think she's one of the most busted heroes in the game. So for those of you who do have coins, absolutely get Maid. Post buff, she is an absolute beast. And I'm sad that I probably can't get her. I'll have to wait. And after that, this is next week. Basar's coming. I mean, obviously he's still top tier. Abyssal Crown is still top tier. If you don't have him somehow, go for it. But note that he is a PvP only hero. If you're early game and trying to progress through PvE, probably no value. And is that pretty much it? Is the rest of it just looking at their faces and them gabbing about their lives? Yes, it looks like it. So I think that's pretty much it for these patch notes. So anyways, we got a bunch of patch notes, but most importantly, we got the collaboration news. So for those of you who do like ReZero, and I'm sure that's a lot of you, congrats, and make sure you save those bookmarks so you can get your favorite husbandos or waifus or whatever from that anime. So thanks for watching. Till next time, boys. Peace out.